Welcome to another episode of Follow the Brand TV. I am your host, Grant McGaugh, CEO of 5-Star BDM, a 5-star personal brand and business development company. I want to take you on a journey through another deep dive into the world of personal branding and business development using compelling personal stories, business conversations, and tips to improve your brand. By listening to the Follow the Brand TV series, you will differentiate yourself from the competition and build trust with prospective clients and employers. You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Make it one that will set you apart, build confidence, and reflect who you are. Building your 5-star personal brand is a great way to improve your skills and knowledge. If you have any questions for me or any of my guests, please email me at grant.mcgaugh@5starbdm.com. Now, let's begin with our next episode on the Follow the Brand TV.
Five-Star BDM, Brand Development Masters, is a professional consulting and advisory group keenly focused on business development services for the small to mid-sized business and entrepreneurs. Although every business is unique, they often share business development challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. Services include process improvement and operations, digital strategy and transformation, business intelligence, digital marketing, and personal branding. Our business and personal branding company has helped a number of professionals and organizations to optimize and grow. This results in more business, more opportunities, better reach, positive outcomes. Visit www.5starbdm.com today to learn more.
Hello. Good evening, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Grant McGaugh, CEO of 5-Star BDM, and I am your business moderator for this evening on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. We present now a luminary of the business world, Sidney Wormsby, with a storied career spanning strategy, leadership, and innovation. Sidney is a master at forging paths through the most complex business terrains, from spearheading transformative projects at behemoths like J.P. Morgan Chase, PepsiCo, Citigroup, and Eastman Kodak to carving out success with his own enterprise. His expertise spans across planning, organizational development, and operations management. Sidney isn't just a business maestro. He's also a beacon of knowledge, molding future leaders as a professor in New York City's top colleges. Whether he's championing Six Sigma or crafting marketing strategies, Sidney's vision, analytical prowess, and leadership have continually set industry benchmarks. As a speaker and seminar maestro, he enlightens many. Today, we invite you to witness insights from the unparalleled Sidney Wormsby.
You know, I'm going to have to take that bio and use it. That was pretty good. I was like,
well, that is your story. Who is
that guy? Who is that guy?
This is one of a fireside chat.
Yes.
Me and you, we're going to talk about some things that we both have worked on. We've been working on some things here for the last 3 or 4 months. And we're going to do another project here in October, and I want to set the stage. First, talk to us a little bit about our previous project, and then we're going to lead all the way into our next endeavor. So,
Okay.
let us know about that.
So I guess it was middle of June. You and I did a workshop where we were training and helping business owners, CEOs, founders, etc., to really identify how branding can be used to grow their business. And so we were talking about branding techniques, branding strategies, branding tactics, and then how to use those to craft what I call your market dominating position statement, and then how to use that in all of the categories or areas that lead to growing your business and growth for your business, lead generation, compelling offers, et cetera, et cetera. And so, that was what we did then, spending about 2-3 hours, with a handful of folks. Well, actually, it's, quite a few, about 20 plus folks, just walking them through those strategies, what needs to be done, why it needs to be done, the importance of branding, some of the steps of branding, how to create your gap analysis, and then, using that to create that market dominating position statement and using that in your marketing messaging in general.
Well, we did that, and we did that one as it was a free workshop. We wanted people to understand and give them a piece of our knowledge and wisdom. Mm-hmm. As I just stated, you have a storied career in corporate America, as well as entrepreneurial. I have the same, and we've got thousands, literally thousands and thousands of hours of experience that we want to now give back, right, and to give to others so they can chart a journey that's going to be quicker, faster, better. I call that speed to market. Yeah. I don't want you to take years to get to where possibly we did in some of our careers and some of our business adventures, when you can do that now in months. Think of it now like we call about Chat GPT or AI. You can do things quicker, faster, in a blaze. But you've got to have the right direction. You've got to have the right prompts, as right, the kids are telling us. We want to give those prompts, right?
Say that again?
Prompts. We want to give you direction. We want to give you guidance.
So one of the things that was, I will say, rewarding from the workshop that we did in June was how well received it was by the participants, and how many then were clamoring for, asking for more. And so when we finished that workshop, people said, we want more. How can we get, either more details around this? How can we stay together, as a group and get more information from the two of you, et cetera? So that's why we put this next program together, the forum that we're going to do. And that's really about, I don't want to say hand holding, but it's guiding by leading them along the path. So we're going to work with individuals who participate in this workshop, in this forum, to actually teach them how to do their gap analysis for their branding strategy, how to take that gap analysis and then put it into the framework and the tools for creating your market dominating position statement, and then we're going to actually work with folks on perfecting that, through some coaching and peer analysis. So we're going to then have people actually present, their information, what they've worked on, et cetera. And you and I will give them some feedback, as well as, let some of the other participants, give feedback. So people will walk away with some very tangible outputs and outcomes from that they will use for their business. And to the point you were making, I talk about having $1 million framework in 6 months. That look, we all want $1 million business. If you're starting your business and your small business, et cetera, we all want $1 million business, but you have to create that framework, for that. What are the processes? What are the structures? What are the systems? What are the tools that have that? And so one of the things that I do with my clients, and you and I have talked about, is giving people that framework that says, here are the things you need to put in place. Mm-hmm. And when you have these things in place, then you may not have $1 million in revenue in that 6 months, but you will have the framework and you will be on the ramp for having $1 million in sales, because all the systems are in place. And now it's just a matter of you, clicking and using those systems and those processes. So that's what we're going to be doing in this forum workshop, in October.
That's right. That's right. And I want to remind people think, $1 million business, it sounds like a big number, but it really isn't. It's really about volume and execution. I remember I read this book and it was telling us that you can have $1 million business with a $25 product.
Oh, yes.
You sell a $25 product, but you sell 25 of those units every single day, you've got $1 million business.
Right. And the question then becomes, okay, fine. How do I sell 25 a day?
Yeah.
Right. And so it sounds simple, but it's like everything else. If I start with that in mind and I put the system together and say, now, one of the things I talk to people about is like, look, there are only 5 things that drive growth of any business. I don't care what kind of business. JP Morgan Chase, an entrepreneurial business, Facebook, blah, 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 or Meta, whatever.
Yeah.
So there's only, 5 things that are going to drive growth. And the idea is, to make sure that, you are putting the systems and processes in place for those things. And when you have them in place, then you're going to drive that growth that you need. It's, lead generation. It's, conversion of those leads into actual, buying customers or sales. It's increasing the number of transactions. How do you get each customer to buy more things from you? How do you, manage pricing so that, you're able to charge a higher price based on the value proposition that you're presenting to your target market? And then how do you control costs? One of the things I show people all the time is, look, you can have $1 million business on, $500,000-$600,000 in revenue. You say, well, that's not $1 million business. It is $1 million business from a profit standpoint if you manage the cost, appropriately and properly. Meaning that lots of times, with a standard net profit of 10%, that if $1 million business is going to drive $100,000 in profit. So the question then becomes, all right, then how do we create $100,000 of profit in fewer revenue or fewer sales, so that we're actually then generating $1 million business from a profit standpoint with lower revenue? And those are the things, again, that we can talk about at Forum, and that we can work with people offline as well.
Excellent. So those are the types of conversations we're going to have. And I want to remind folks, like the workshop that we did back in June was one day. It was over a 2-hour period of time. And what we got was an overwhelming demand for more. Right. So we got together, we said, you know what, and we understand what it takes to do these types of things, to really get it operationalized, not just the ideation stage, but operationalize it, right? So that's going to take 4 weeks. We felt we could do 4 2-hour sessions on a Saturday, get people focused. They're not with a lot of distractions, and they can really get into this. So at the end of the day, there is an investment, but it's an investment of time and money, but it's a worthy investment. Right. Because what we talked about was, I said, hey, Sidney, what is the big problem that we're trying to solve? What's the big problem that entrepreneurs that really stumps them? And I said, Sidney, what did you say? And Sidney said, it's that rut. You get in this cycle that you keep doing the same thing over and over again. You don't really have the time to evolve and try something different. And you've got to have the time to get the training and the understanding and the ability to then begin to change that outcome. Would you like to elaborate on that, Sidney?
Sure. It's the old 80-20 rule, that we spend 80% of our time on things that generate 20% of our revenue and profits. Now, that makes no sense, right? And if you told somebody to do that, they would say, I'm not doing that. That makes no sense. But that's what we do every day. And so why do we do that? I call it firefighting and rat killing. that we go out fighting fires and killing rats because it seems important. It seems critical at the time. Sometimes it is required, but it's not going to generate more revenue and sales. So why am I spending my time on that as the CEO, founder, president, head of this organization? That shouldn't be something I'm spending my time on. I should be spending my time on the business and how do I grow and build the business. And so that's what we're going to be doing here. And again, we looked at, how are we going to do this? How are we going to deliver that? And one of the things that owners often say is, my day is busy. And how do I, carve out time for that? That's one of the reasons why we set a Saturday. We're going to do it on a Saturday, so there should be no things conflicting. I mean, there are going to be some personal, time, constraints, etc. But we said we're going to reduce the number of constraints, obstacles by doing it on a Saturday morning. So we're going to do it on a Saturday morning. Did we say 10 to noon or 11 to 1?
Well, it depends on where your time zone is, but
that's true too. So, but it's going to be a Saturday morning. But what we also then said is we need to make sure that it's hands-on and they're going to do the work to get the deliverable so that they can put that into their business. And then it's about, are you doing those things or using that information each and every day in all the systems? We'll talk a little bit about what are those things, that I just alluded to that are going to drive your business, and look at how you being, the CEO, president, et cetera, are spending your time to be able to, put these things into effect and to then move your business forward, both on the revenue perspective and on the profit perspective.
Yeah. And
this is, again, it's 4 weeks. So we're not going to solve everything in the business. We're going to target only those things that are relative to basically it's lead generation, but so it's the branding message and branding strategy. It's the, market dominating position statement and the marketing messaging. And then how do you use that messaging to, generate more leads, et cetera. We won't be able to get in 4 weeks to some of the other things relative to the business, but that gives you a great foundation for being able to go out and start and attracting more clients. And when you said before, hey, it's only 25 sales per day. Okay, I got to find, if I'm great, then everyone I contact is going to be a sale. Well, that doesn't usually happen, right? So I'm going to usually have to generate more leads. And the other thing I talk about is everybody's not a now buyer. So no matter, even if they're going to buy your stuff later on, they ain't going to buy it today. And so you need to be messaging and communicating to a lot more folks and getting them committed to you as a brand and feeling that you are trustworthy, as a subject matter expert and for their needs and their pain points. That says, look, here are my pain points. Here's the problem that I have that I don't want, or the benefit that I want that I don't have. And Grant and Sidney understand that and are giving me information to be able to assist, in my eliminating those pain points. Well, as a business, you need to be doing that, for all of your target market as well, whatever your business is. And we'll talk about how do you use that messaging, that, branding strategy, et cetera, to really connect with those folks who are your target market. So they start feeling that you have their best interests at heart, that you understand their needs, and that you're providing them information, services, research, and products and services that are helping to eliminate their pain points. You need to be messaging and communicating to a lot more folks and getting them committed to you as a brand and feeling that you are trustworthy, as a subject matter expert and for their needs and their pain points. That says, look, here are my pain points. Here's the problem that I have that I don't want, or the benefit that I want that I don't have. And Grant and Sidney understand that and are giving me information to be able to assist, in my eliminating those pain points.
You're going to get a lot out of this workshop. We're going to show you ways that you can begin to look at this particular problem, that you can apply different formulas, techniques, and skills. They're going to get you to that next level. And then you'll understand the value that we're bringing. That is so important. I want our entrepreneurs on the station to truly tune in. This is an opportunity for you to transform. This is a transformative forum for you, and you'll be working alongside others. This is a classroom style setting. In that first week, we're going to be talking about skills gap analysis. That's so important because you have to take a look at where your current state is, where are you currently at, and how does that compare to your competition? What does that competitive analysis look like? What is your peer group? What is the business that's one or two rungs above you? What are they doing that you're not doing? And what is that business that's 4 or 5 steps above you? And what are they doing? This begins to give you a track and a blueprint that you need to acquire. So that's what we're talking about. What do we need? What do you need to acquire in order for you to be able to have the revenue generation that you need to operate at these other levels? That gives you the playbook. Then you're like, so when you go back to work, let's say, and in another, in that next month, and you're ready, you know what to do. There's no question mark anymore. You know what the process you need to put in place. You know what the measurements. That's a lot of times when I'm talking to people, like, all right, how are you measuring your performance? And they're like, I'm not sure. You have to have the right metrics.
Right.
Would you agree with that, Sidney?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there was something that was implied but not stated in what you said that I think is a very, very important too. That when you talked about that gap analysis and what you're going to get out of that gap analysis, it's all those things that you talked about. But based on that, you also get a clear picture of who you are as a leader, as an organization, what your strengths are, obviously what your weaknesses are, and how do you use those strengths, though, to be able to eliminate those pain points that your client has. You wouldn't be surprised, but many people would be surprised and amazed how few folks really do that analysis and assessment and understand what their strengths are and understand what those strengths are relative to what their client or customer or target market want. And so they will talk about, platitudes. We have the best people. We have, well-trained folks. We have X number of years of experience. We have this feature on our product or service. I mean, all these things, and a customer goes, so what? I don't care. I got this problem. How are you going to deal with that? Right. And so we're going to, in the forum, really get to that for folks so that they understand here and that they discover what is really unique about you and your business, and how is that valuable to your clients, and that becomes the foundation for your messaging, so that you can attract, the folks that are going to be moved by that value.
That's 100%. I'm glad you said that. That is, I see this a lot, and I even talked about it on the program a day or so ago, is that when I see even corporate presentations, even today, they start out telling a story about themselves. They start out talking about, the title of their business, who they are, how many employees they have, some of the clients that they work with, and you're like, you got my attention, but you haven't talked about the number one thing that you got my attention about. Can you solve my problem?
Right.
You should be talking about this first and foremost, that you understand the problem, you understand the industry problem, and that you get to the point where if they do nothing about that problem, what are the implications about that? What is that going to look like for you? Or if you stay at the status quo, think about people listening to this. You know what? That sounds great, Sidney and Grant. That's wonderful. Let me take a look at that. Maybe I have some time. Understand the implications of not doing anything. If you're very, very happy where you're at and you feel that you're great and you are at the top of your game, maybe you can pass this by. But if you are experiencing limited growth, if you are experiencing a point where you just don't feel like you're getting any type of traction, what are the implications if you continue along that road?
Right.
What is that going to look like? And remember these statistics that 50% of most small businesses fail within the first 1 to 3 years. And I would guarantee you, and I'll ask Mr. Wormsby this, why is that? Why is that stat so prevalent? Why is it so high? And it's probably even higher for Black-owned businesses. And you'll get down to some very key fundamentals that he talks about.
Right. So, and that's a great point. 50% fail in the first year. 95% of all businesses fail. All right. And usually within a 5-year time period. Now, the reason that they fail most often has to do with cash flow, not sales, not profit, cash flow. Can't do anything if you don't have cash. Now, that can be because of low sales. That can be because of poor expense management. That can be because of just poor accounts receivable processes. But the bottom line is you need to be looking at all of the above, depending on the kind of business you're at, to be able to make that happen. But when we start looking at, what are we going to do to drive, revenue and profit so that we are not only profitable, but we are successful and long-term. I always talk about that the objective of business is not to make money. And that just blows people's mind. Oh, that's crazy. That's stupid. This guy doesn't know what he's talking about, blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's fine. I've proven that, throughout all my career. That's not the objective. And if you doubt me, go to your potential target market client and tell them how much money you make and see if they're impressed. Most of them are going to say, oh, I don't care. Can you do this? So the objective of every business is to meet the needs of a customer or of a target market so that you can provide them something that eliminates one of their pain points, the problem they have that they don't want, or the benefit that they want that they don't have. That's the object. Now, money becomes the way we are measuring how well that is, how well we're doing that. I mean, that, revenue is a measure of how well we are meeting that need. Profit is a measure of how long we'll be able to meet that need. So, it's important from that perspective. It's a measure of execution and performance, but it's not the objective in and of itself. And so we're going to talk through in this workshop, what are the things that we're going to be doing so that you can really create messaging that's going to help you drive top line sales, by increasing messaging and helping people understand how you target market, understand how you are going to solve their problem, how you are going to eliminate their pain point, how you're going to eliminate the problem they have that they don't want, or how you're going to deliver the benefit that they want that they don't have. I think we got segregated. So I'll keep going on that until Grant comes back in. One of the things that it becomes important then in making that happen, and what we're going to do in this workshop, is really help folks understand how to do it themselves. And one of the things we want to make sure. So Grant, you were talking a little bit about, well, who is this for? And yes, it's for those folks who are stuck. They want to grow their business and they just can't make it happen. They've been, mired in the mud for so long, and stuck on whatever that number is for sales, and it just never seems to go anywhere. And so the number they have in their mind, the dream that they have created as a picture, they're not getting there. It's for them. It's also for those folks who plateaued. They're doing okay, but they've gotten to a plateau and they're trying to figure out, well, how do I break out from here? How do I get to that next level? It's for those folks who've tried some things, but it doesn't seem to work. Maybe the folks that they've used as coaches or whatever didn't quite get it done, et cetera. So they're a little bit, once bitten, twice shy kind of deal. It's for them as well. It's not for those folks who are looking for someone just to come in and give them a cookie cutter, turnkey. Oh, just do these two things and poof, you got $1 million in sales. Right. That's not what we're going to do. And if you're looking for that, and I had a prospect once talking to me recently, and that's what she said. She kept getting upset. It's like, well, I'm looking for what you're going to do. And then I'm like, here, we're going to work through this as a process. But what she kept looking for is, well, tell me the one thing I need to do that will turn my business into, it's not one thing. And I finally had to say, I'm not sure I'm going to be the right resource for you, because what you're asking for, I don't provide. Somebody might. I don't provide that. Now, if you hired me as, the CEO of your company, sure, that's what I would do, because that's my job and my role at that point. But what we're going to do here in this workshop is really teach folks hands-on. How do you understand what your strengths and weaknesses are, and put that into messaging? And so you can create this, and we're going to help and assist and give you guidance and all that. We're going to critique what you come up with, but it really is going to be a hands-on workshop that people are going to walk out of there and feel like they know and understand it. Not that somebody just did something for them that they don't really get, that they don't really understand, and now they have no commitment to it afterwards.
And that is a formula for failure. If anyone's looking something for nothing, you got to find that for me, because I haven't found it. Anything of value is something that you have worked for, that you have taken the stairs for. There's no elevator to the top. What you're looking for is applied knowledge, applied information that you can then put into your tool set to create the formula of success that you're looking for. One of the things we're going to do, and you brought this up, Sidney, is so important. You have to look at yourself realistically. Let's stand back. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you what I see, or what you would see. We're going to do a brand audit. Let's take a look at your current state. Let's see what you've got. Let's kick these tires. Let's see where you're at and where you want to go. And it won't be me telling you what your business looks like. I'm going to show you what other businesses look like that are in your field, that are in your market, that are doing maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 times more revenue than you, and what they're doing. And I'll even do another comparison with someone who's even higher than that. It's 10x for that. And we take a look at their platform. We take a look at the fundamentals. We take a look at how they're structured. And we look at yourself and see where you're at. And then the light bulbs should start going off. Right? You should start seeing the path forward. Like, oh, yeah, I see what's going on. Are you making the right investments?
Right.
Where are these investments going to? How are you investing back into yourself and back into your business, back into your employees, back into your contractors, everyone that you're looking at? And are you infusing that workforce with the passion and vision that it takes? And I'll go back to what I even said earlier. How are you measuring this?
Exactly.
What does your measurement structure look like? How are you measuring the results that you need to gain? And if you don't have these types of things in place, you're going to miss the mark because you're not going to be very, efficient in what you're trying to accomplish. So we want to help you to avoid being part of that statistic that Sidney just talked about. I just talked about. You don't want your business to close.
Right.
You want your business to evolve. Sometimes you start out in a certain level, and you're like, all right, I need to evolve the business. And over time, if you look at a lot of businesses really that have been survived for over 5, 10, 15 years, you'll find out that they don't look like what they did when they first started out.
No.
They look different. They've morphed, they've changed, they have evolved. And that's what your business should be doing. It'll start out at a certain level. You'll be, I call that crawl state, right? You're crawling, you're an infant. But then you begin to walk, you begin to grow. And before you know it, you begin to run. If you're really going, you're going to begin to fly because your business is evolving. So you can't keep applying the principles that got you through the crawl stage to the next stage. It's going to change, evolve, and grow. But are you changing, evolving with it? And we find that happens as disconnection. Go ahead.
And one of the things too, Grant, when you mentioned that, is that much of what was successful or what led to success in the crawl phase was the entrepreneur's determination, their hands-on, their skill, their technology, their technical capabilities, etc. Whatever business that was in, because most small businesses are started because we have a capability within a technical area, and we want to make use of that so that we don't have to work for someone else. But we don't know the business of business. Mm-hmm. And so, we're getting success just because we're good technicians of whatever that industry is. Web developers, plumbers, contractors, blah, 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 blah. And so if you're going to be successful long-term, you need to have the processes and systems that are going to help you with the business of business. And that's what we're going to be spending that time on, in the workshop under the areas of branding and market dominating position statement, and then the market messaging. So it's going to be one of those things where, again, we're going to help create those tools and systems. We're going to be giving you the insight as to what needs to be done. We're not going to tell you, to your point, we're not going to tell you what that must be, what that should be, because it's your business. But we can tell you if that's what you want, then here's how you can be successful at that.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't do those things, then you're not going to be really successful, or it's going to have limited success. There's going to be problems down the road, some way, shape, form, or fashion. And that's where we are going to be. That we're going to say, look, we're going to help you identify what you want that branding message to be based on that gap analysis. We're going to point some things out to you that just says, hey, I don't see this anywhere, in your, market messaging, on your website, in your flyers or ads, in the conversation when you just did your elevator pitch to me before. And I don't see that anywhere. Yeah. But here's what I'm hearing, when we're working with you, when we're talking about you. How do you get that, into your messaging, or you need to get that into your messaging so that you're going to be more impactful when you're dealing with the target market. So
real quick, we got a couple more seconds here. How do they sign up for the program?
So the best way probably is go on to Eventbrite. It's going to be virtual for those folks, and so you can be anywhere in the world, and you can participate. The forum is going to start Saturday, October 7th, and it's going to be each Saturday in October. So the 7th, the 14th, the 21st, and the 28th. It's going to be in the morning in the Eastern Standard Time Zone, and then accordingly in your time zone. The registration is on Eventbrite. You need to be messaging and communicating to a lot more folks, and getting them committed to you as a brand, and feeling that you are trustworthy, as a subject matter expert, and for their needs and their pain points. That says, look, here are my pain points. Here's the problem that I have that I don't want, or the benefit that I want that I don't have. And Grant and Sidney understand that and are giving me information to be able to assist, in my eliminating those pain points.
You're going to get a lot out of this workshop. We're going to show you ways that you can begin to look at this particular problem, that you can apply different formulas, techniques, and skills. They're going to get you to that next level. And then you'll understand the value that we're bringing. Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. Please, you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App at $BDXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. Please donate to the Black Business Expo USA Scholarship Fund.
Man, who's your favorite podcaster? Man, Grant, man. I love Grant's podcast. Well, who's Grant? I'm going to send you the link. I love Grant.
Follow the Brand TV broadcast host, Grant McGaugh, as he visits with top executives and entrepreneurs to find out their secrets of success with their personal brand. Follow the Brand TV broadcast host as he focuses on brand development to build better relationships, bring value to your business, relationships, and career. You will enjoy listening to each episode that is tailored to speak to you directly. If you're looking for this type of clarity in terms of building your brand, you have tuned into the right station. Each episode will help you to shape a conversation in the 5-star BDM network of 20,000 professionals and become a springboard for your corporate engagement and business opportunities. Each guest will frame their story in the areas of personal branding, business development, career development, financial empowerment, and technology innovation. Grant McGaugh explains why he is the CEO and owner of his own professional career. Grant is an accomplished business leader and entrepreneur who wants to give back to individuals to grow their personal brand strategy. Tune in as he weaves his story about new possibilities, while to you exceed expectations. If you love storytelling, this show will make for fun.
The 5-star BDM LinkedIn social selling course can help you stand out and attract the right connections and opportunities. We will help you professionally create your profile, provide personalized recommendations for improvement, and help you create and share engaging content to help you showcase your skills and expertise. Our 5-step course makes connecting with industry experts, finding job opportunities, and building meaningful relationships easy. Social selling can be an effective way for you to generate leads and close deals, but it does have its challenges. Our course will help you solve the problems associated with digital networking. If you need help personalizing your outreach and messaging, which can lead to low response rates and a lack of engagement. If you need help targeting the right prospects, this course is for you. With so much noise on social media, it can be challenging to cut through the clutter and get your message in front of the right people. Our course will personalize your messaging using our targeting tools and research. You can identify and reach the right prospects. We will also show how to deliver high quality, valuable content that attracts and engages prospects and clients. The 5-star BDM LinkedIn social selling course will address these challenges by implementing best practices. As a result, you can improve your social selling efforts and generate better results. Are you looking to improve your LinkedIn profile and reach a wider audience? Social selling is an effective way for you to generate leads and close deals, but it does have its challenges. Some common problems we saw with social selling include lack of visibility. If your profile is not optimized or you're not actively participating in groups or sharing content, it can be difficult to get noticed on LinkedIn. Number 2, lack of personalization. Some businesses struggle with personalizing their outreach and messaging, which can lead to low response rates and a lack of engagement. Also, difficulty targeting the right prospects. It can be difficult to identify and target the right prospects on social media, especially if you don't have access to robust targeting tools. And number 4, outdated content. If your LinkedIn profile or content is not up to date, it can give the impression that you're not actively engaged on the platform or that your skills and experience are not current. And lastly, poor quality content and not leveraging video and picture to convey ideas. To solve these problems, the 5-star BDM LinkedIn Optimization Social Selling Video course will help you focus on personalizing your outreach and messaging to better connect with prospects. In module number 1, the foundation, we will help you create high quality, valuable profile that will attract and engage. In module 2, the story, optimizing your LinkedIn profile to make sure it is complete, accurate, and visually appealing. In module number 3, the experience, using your targeting tools and research to identify and reach out to the right prospects. In module number 4, engagement, establishing a consistent follow-up process to nurture leads and build relationships over time. And lastly, in number 5, execution. Understand the metrics to help you measure your brand effectiveness. By addressing these challenges and implementing best practices, you will improve your social selling with the 5-star BDM LinkedIn Optimization Social Selling course. Listen to what others have said about 5-star BDM.
Grant, I'll tell you why I'm here, right? I'm here because I love your brand. When we started chatting on LinkedIn, we connected. I checked you out and I go, man, this guy knows what he's talking about.
You were definitely instrumental in helping to shape that knowledge of who I am. Because at first I thought, well, I am an actress. I am a writer. I am a producer. I am a speaker. And so I said, well, I must be a creative communicator. I know that there is a narrative thread here. but you nailed it when you said you are a storyteller. So you brought it all together in this cohesive title.
Sign up today to improve your social selling opportunities. I was able to grow my network to over 20,000 professionals in the field of healthcare and technology with a consistent brand presence that excites and informs my community. Become the CEO of your personal brand. You must believe in yourself.
First thing here is your image. People buy with their eyes before they spend with their wallet, right? And so the image of you online is either outdated, inaccurate, not existent. It needs to be reconciled to what it is you want to be known for and how you want to make people feel. That is the very essence of a brand. People buy into people before they buy into brand. And corporations are starting to understand that we need to teach our people how to be more active and effective on LinkedIn. We need to help and invest in them in terms of getting the image together and teach them how to promote themselves, because by promoting themselves, ultimately what they are promoting is they are promoting us, right? And so it's helping the people, helping the corporation so both can thrive.
A strong personal brand has the potential to accelerate careers and businesses, differentiate great candidates, and open doors to new connections and opportunities. Here's my question for you. Are you in the audience of your life, or are you on the center stage of your life? You can become the kind of person who does highly influential work. Your work can solve pressing problems, improve people's lives, and get noticed by important people. You could have the world's most important message or greatest story, but no one will ever see it if you don't promote and package it intelligently.
Problem is that the task and the monumental nature of the challenge is so great that so many people are in a two-track world. They've got to deliver now and learn now. And there really isn't a certification, and there's great places like Cornell, and that will give you the academic knowledge, which is necessary, of course. But it won't give you the knowledge to do something right this second and to make key decisions without fear of negative repercussions.
When brand messages are shared by employees on social media, they get 561% more reach than the same messages shared by the brand's social media channels.
I am over, operations, strategy. I have a small team. We take a look at the big picture. Well, I look at the big picture and kind of see, okay, here are opportunities, kind of work with the team. They come up with solutions. They come up with ideas. I love to brainstorm. I guess that's maybe the creative side. What I've learned is when it comes to people and technology, it seems as if when new technology comes on the scene, we may tend to use old way of thinking to apply to the new technology.
Passion has been around helping communities of color and historically underrepresented and underserved communities, minority, rural, veterans, persons who are differently abled, in the intersection of education, innovation, technology, industry, and let's throw some entrepreneurship in there just for fun. More around innovation, incubators, accelerators. I love the idea of going from innovation to commercialization.
Tune in for our next show or click on our website at www.5starbdm/followthebrandtv. Thank you. Hey everyone, it's Grant McGaugh, CEO of 5-Star BDM and host of the award-winning Follow the Brand podcast and TV series, where I help you to build a 5-star brand that people will follow. My genius is personal brand development through intelligent communication and helping you achieve your business and career goals. I am a requested speaker on digital technology and brand development issues. I want to work with you to increase the value of your current opportunities while attracting new ones. Every one of you is unique, and we all share challenges that can be addressed through smart branding. As a super connector, I work with you as an executive coach to guide you along the complicated business and career development road, providing the enhancement tools and information you need to succeed. Together, I will help you succeed in today's challenging business climate. I will evaluate and measure your progress. Best of all, I am right alongside you every step of the way. Build the brand called you. Genius.